Alright, hey, it's me, LH Music, and welcome to my humble opinion from, you guessed it, you know what talk about my political life video blog. Now, I want you to imagine, if you, imagine, because yesterday is Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday. But before we hear Glenn Beck's honors as America's first civil rights leaders, you know, all because everything else can be civilized about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s loss for much of his work were unfinished. This is from USA Today. This is look at this. They're holding signs and this is so dumb. This is so stupid. Stupid, and give me one good reason why, because everything else can be civilized about this. But the only thing that happens is, according to theblaze.com, Veda King, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s sister, has some unfinished business that she has to say about this. Is gonna be the worst thing that happens because all the snowflakes doesn't even know what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s history is. Yes. Listen to this from Alveda King from Fox and Friends. Fox and Friends because praises Trump because he is not an R word. Just listen to this from Alveda King right before your very eyes and ears about this one. Listen to John Lewis.
With the words of Martin Luther King Jr., it makes me sad.
It makes you sad, huh?
I think he is a racist.
Excuse me. John, Mr. John Lewis. President Trump is not an R word. Look at the size of it, because everybody else try to boycott the State of the Union, and that is wrong. And they ain't no way to do this at all. Alveda King is one of those true legends of all time, and she praises it. So, listen to Alveda King has to say about this according to Fox and Friends. So is the Blaze Radio Network. So is the Blaze.com, and listen to it right before your very eyes and ears.
Well, very quickly, as I answer that beautiful statement of the 103-year-old woman who is still serving is so beautiful, and that is just so encouraging to me. And that is part of the American message, and I think that was great. With Congressman Lewis, who fought so valiantly in the 20th century. You know, I marched and went to jail for open housing during that same time, and there is so much that he contributed. I believe I do have a quote from my uncle, Martin Luther King Jr., excuse me as I look down just for a second to share that with you. And it's in my new book, King Truth, that's going to be released tomorrow.
Wow.
It's just a little pitch to let you know, but I put this quote in the book. This is Martin Luther King Jr.'s words, and I want to remind Congressman Lewis of what we have been fighting for so long. My uncle said, I am convinced that men hate each other because they don't know each other, and they don't know each other because they don't communicate with each other, and they don't communicate with each other because they are separated from each other. So by protesting and staying away, although a protest has its place, there's a time and season for everything, protest as well, and yet there's a time for prayer and unity.
Sure.
So by staying away from the president, not following the Kingian nonviolent steps that Congressman Lewis has perfected so well, I just would like to see conversation along with the pain and agony that the congressman is expressing.
Sure, but
As you see, Alveda King is right, Senator Lewis. You don't know. You don't even care, do you? That's why you try to slam the door on President Trump. Now Alveda King slams the door on you. You did this on purpose. Having that said, I want you to listen to Glenn Beck's message. It doesn't matter about talks about one of those American civil rights leaders because yesterday that's his birthday. That's why everybody's celebrating. That's why Americans try to celebrate the life and the achievements of the late great civil rights leader, Dr. Martin Luther King. And that's why who was the most well known for his nonviolent campaign for, you guessed it, racial equity in the United States. And that's why Glenn just honored another history champions for social political equity for Black Americans everywhere. Booker T. Washington. And that's when he born a slave. Washington just rose up to become one of the most influential African American leaders of all time in the late 19th century. And why? Because it's not about us black people or white people. It's about black and white people. And that's why next month in February is celebrating Black History Month. And that is why it does. It happens. Let's listen to this from Glenn Beck.
It's not a message for black people or white people. It's a message for people. As they try to wring out Booker T. Washington, to make him so vanilla, to make him so in question, to call him an Uncle Tom, it becomes more and more important that everyone decide for themselves. Is this man real? Is what he said even possible? They'll have their version. I bought a first edition copy of Up From Slavery because I want to know, out of the mouth and out of the pen of Booker T. Washington, I want to know his story.
This is, everybody knows that Booker T. Washington, out of his history, because an extraordinary biography. Now you see what happens next? You don't try this at home? I guess. You can see the full episode of history. You can subscribing to theblaze.com. It doesn't cost you nothing. It's a free trial here, and it shall be good from now on. Trust me. change your life forever. And the moral of my political life video blog story is this. You can't change your life. You cannot walk away forever. Because the celebrating the life and the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is one of those civil rights movements of all time. And what about Booker T. Washington? That one too. And that's why Alveda King is right. As you, Senator John Lewis, get over it. You're nothing but trash. Why can't you just be nice? Be a man about it. Stop slamming the door on the president. From this day on, you will see this. Having fun celebrating Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy. And this is why everybody knows. Like Glenn Beck says, it's not a message for us black people or white people as far as we're concerned. It's a message of black and white people everywhere. So, who knows? Thank you, Glenn. You too, Almeida. No, Almeida. You too, Alveda. King. Anyways, that's my political life video blog story. And I'm sticking to it.